I would like to invite you to close your eyes for a moment. If I say the world in 2024, which pictures are coming to your mind first? Now you can open your eyes. I guess for many of you, such images came to your mind, because this is what we see in the media. But yet, in 2024, the world also looked like that. Those pictures came from projects I've been very lucky to work with. In the last 8 years, I've been working in the field of social entrepreneurship. It's a field where entrepreneurs are coming up with great business ideas to solve today's urgent, important social and environmental challenges. And in those years, I've seen really incredible projects, such as this one in Austria, a program to help refugees enter the labor market. Or in Italy, a responsible fashion brand. Or in Sweden, a regenerative farm. And all those projects really filled me with hope. But yet, much to my surprise, after some years working in this industry, I started feeling a little bit like a grumpy cat. At that time, I was working in France, and every day I would meet entrepreneurs, early stage entrepreneurs, coming to me to pitch me their new ideas to make the world a better place. And that would go like that. Hey guys, so what's your project? A regenerative farm? Okay, what about you? A program to help refugees enter the labor market? I've heard about this before. And what about you? A responsible fashion brand? Guys, those projects are really cool, awesome. But are you somehow maybe in touch with the people who are already doing this since some years in other regions of Europe? Maybe you could learn from their experience. And they were telling me that no, they didn't get in touch with them. Because either they didn't know they existed, or they would be too afraid to contact them, too afraid to be seen as a dangerous thief willing to steal their idea, or they would have tried to contact them with the best intentions to learn from their experience, and they would never hear back from them. So questioning this grumpy cat inside of me, I found out that what was really bothering me wasn't the fact that those people were coming up with projects, ideas that others already had before, but rather that they wouldn't get in touch with them. And they were therefore lose time, money, energy, going exactly through the same questions and challenges as others already had before, and which would lead in very costly pathways. Why that? Why do people reinvent the wheel? Why do they start from scratch? That's the question I was asking myself. Well, among many reasons, one of the major ones is because it seems to be a common belief that someone who wants to launch a similar project as you in a different region is going to become a competitor and not someone that you can partner with. Unless there is a different way of thinking about it. In 2018, I was working in a very cool organization in France called Ticket for Change, where we would help people find out how their talents can contribute solving today's social and environmental challenges. And at that point in France, we started to see very similar initiatives as Ticket for Change popping up in France and beyond. They had similar messages, similar activities, sometimes even a similar branding style. And my reaction at that time was like, how do they dare? And what about the intellectual property? Let's try to call some lawyers and let's try to protect our innovation as much as we can. I mean, we were the one doing it first. And much to my surprise, on that very day, I heard the management of Ticket for Change say, well, to some extent it's a great news if we are copied. It means we are inspiring others. We won't change the world alone. And on this very day, one part of me felt like Princess Yasmin flying on the carpet, magic carpet with Aladdin. You have to imagine the wind in my hair. And I was like, discovering a whole new world. A world where people collaborate instead of competing to bring change in this fucked up world we live in today. That was for one part of me. The other part of me was my good old friend Grumpy Cats. I was like, are they utopian or what? Well, maybe in some ways they're actually realists. It's true, I mean, today's social and environmental challenges are so huge and important to be solved, we can't do everything ourselves. We need to inspire others to do the same. And so, with a friend of mine called Yunju, we started to be very passionate about this topic. And we wanted to see if other social entrepreneurs around the place were sharing this mindset of collaboration over competition. And so with our Princess Yasmin mindset, we started interviewing a lot of them. And it felt like if we were entering an Alibaba's cave. We discovered a world full of treasures. And what I mean by treasures, it's amazing initiatives whose founders are willing to help others to do the same elsewhere. And this is how we got to know Milena, co-founder of one of the very first zero-waste shops in Germany. She wanted initially to open many different zero-waste shops herself in Germany, but then in the end she thought, why wouldn't I do just an online course where I teach other people how to do the same in their own region? So she did it, and she's sharing a lot of really cool information, challenges, learnings she's made, and also financial informations. We also get to meet Robert, co-founder of one of the first library of things. It's like a library, but instead of borrowing books, you borrow things that you would use very rarely, such as a tent, a drawer, some lights for your garden. And now, every second week, he's teaching other people around the world to launch a similar concept as him in a different region. And we also met Ole from Denmark. He started to offer free rides to elderly people to help them stay connected and active. And now, together with Penny, he is helping people all over the world in more than 3,000 different locations to launch something similar. And they give them the freedom to keep their brand or not. Those are 3 examples out of a series of 45. 45 initiatives whose founders are willing to help others do the same in the field of education, inclusion, environment, regional development, and mental health in Europe and beyond. But then my question was, why do they do that? Is it out of pure altruism? So together with Yunju, we went there with this question, and we went back in Alibaba's cave, and we asked them, guys, why do you do that? Do you gain any type of money or recognition helping others do the same? And we heard back, sometimes yes. What do you mean, sometimes yes? Well, sometimes yes, we do get recognition, we do get money by, for example, selling a license of our technology, or by selling some coaching sessions, or sometimes by selling our brand if people want to keep it. Okay, but do you have any other reasons for doing that? And so discussing more and more with them, we actually understood that those people were sharing a different mindset than other entrepreneurs we had seen so far in the entrepreneurship scene. Like if a new type of leadership was emerging in the world that we live in. We heard them say, I better help others do the same elsewhere because it's more sustainable. I better do things locally to mitigate CO2 emissions and to create more meaningful relationships. Change needs to happen fast. It's going to be faster to help others do the same elsewhere instead of doing everything myself, unless my project could be heavily and continuously funded in the years to come. It's more robust. In a very uncertain world, others in different regions would be able to react faster to changing circumstances. And it's more meaningful, because we won't change the world alone. So seeing that this new type of leadership was actually emerging among social entrepreneurs, we created with Yunju Snowball Effect. It's an NGO where we give visibility to those leaders and their awesome initiatives which are worth spreading or copying. And I say spreading or copying because it depends on the deal that they want to offer to others. In some cases, they will say, yes, please do spread my brand while bringing it to your own region. In some other cases, they would say, you don't need to take my brand, you can simply just copy my concept, and let's have a talk. I will tell you all my challenges in learning. You can also come at my place and see how I do it. And in some other cases, they would say, either you spread my brand or you copy my concept, you do as you want. But if you don't want to take my brand, let's at least be part of a common network of partners. And they create a structure to host this common network of partners with the same vision and monthly learnings. Today, our main activity at Snowball Effect is to organize solutions exhibition, where we showcase 45 initiatives that are very impactful and replicable. And at the end of an exhibition, someone can say, hey, I like that concept a lot. I would love to do the same in my region. And then we connect them with the person who have already done it themselves. For those who are here in the room today, there is an exhibition right here that you can see after. Since 2024, we have developed 65 exhibitions in 28 cities, thanks to a network of volunteering facilitators. And we reached more than 3,000 participants. 30 of them are entrepreneurs who avoided reinventing the wheel. 90% of them have more hope in the future, and 85 of them feel more at ease to contact a similar initiative and avoid reinventing the wheel next time that they come up with an entrepreneurial idea. Now, should every sustainable initiative be spread in this way, by letting others copy you? No, not necessarily. Not for all industries, not for all funders. In some cases, it's very important to protect an innovation because very consequent investments are behind it and need to be reimbursed. In some other cases, if you're an entrepreneur launching, for example, a global marketplace, you might not want to create your own competitors. And it's also not for you if you're a founder that likes to keep control over your initiative, because it does require a lot of trust and letting go. But in many cases, helping others copy you might bring a great change in this world and make it look a little bit more like Alibaba's cave. Thank you.